So you finally reached your goal. You lost all the weight on your low-carb, high-fat diet, and now you're terrified you might gain it back. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how to maintain your weight after a low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet, and how, if at all, to insert carbs back in your diet. In the first part of this video, I'm going to give you a more scientific, if you will, way of maintaining your weight based on Dr. Stephen Phinney's methods. And in the second part of this video, I will give you a lazier approach to maintaining your weight. But who am I anyway? Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Talita from Shrinking with Keto. And throughout my ketogenic journey, I have lost and maintained over 190 pounds. Now, throughout this journey, I have helped and coached plenty of people reach their goal, and I hope to do the same for you. In the ketogenic world, there is a much heated debate of if calories in versus calories out actually does matter. Well, in my opinion, this depends on which season of your ketogenic journey you're on. For example, if you're a beginner, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to sit and count your calories in versus calories out, because what we're opting for is a metabolic shift in your body that's going to transfer you from burning carbs for fuel to burning fat for fuel. But there are seasons where calories in versus calories out does matter. For example, if you hit a weight loss plateau, or in the case of refeeding after an extended fast. And finally, calories in versus calories out matter now. In the maintenance mode, I will assume that we have successfully lost our weight on the ketogenic diet. And that means that you have taught your body how to burn fat for fuel, which in turn means that you are now metabolically flexible, meaning you can burn both carbs and fat as fuel. In that aspect, if the fuel that you are consuming, regardless if it's carbs or fat, is equivalent to the fuel that your body is actually using and not more, then your weight should remain stable. Now, according to Dr. Phinney, for this method, you kind of need to hit the macros board again. He claims that the upper end of the carb tolerance for most people that have lost a significant amount of weight or had signs of metabolic syndrome is no more than 100 to 150 grams a day, or equivalent to 400 to 600 calories of your total calorie count. Now, low carb does not mean high protein. Instead, it means moderate protein, because humans do not burn protein well as a fuel. So in that case, you keep your protein grams to about 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram. For example, for an individual who weighs around 150 pounds, the equivalent of 70 kilograms, that comes out to about 100 to 150 grams of protein a day. Again, roughly equivalent to 400 to 600 calories. Now let's assume that you're eating 400 calories worth of carbohydrates and 600 calories worth of proteins. That is 1,000 calories. And let's roughly assume that you need around 2,000 calories to 2,500 calories a day. The rest of the calories have to come from fats. Now, Dr. Phinney claims that following this model, the one that I just explained, not only will help you maintain your weight for months to come, but decades, and keep you healthy and stable. But what happens if your head just started hurting from all these calculations? Well, there kind of is a lazy way to maintain your weight. But before we get into it, let me interrupt you for a second. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, let's make sure it's not the last. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell icon so that YouTube can let you know every single time I make a new video for you. And please feel free to ask me anything you want down in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer every single one of your questions. Carb cycling. Carb cycling is another way that you can maintain your weight. Well, in this case, I also need you to listen to your body. You're going to know if it is bothering you. You're going to know if you're feeling bloating. But how would we go about this carb cycling? Well, we're dipping our toes in first. So I would suggest that you start with a 6-1 model. 6 days a week, you keep following your ketogenic diet, and 1 day a week, you carb up. You start eating your carbs. You can go to 100, 200 grams of carbohydrates. And then the next day, you go back on your ketogenic plan. This way, you can build up to a 5-2 protocol where 5 days a week you're following your ketogenic lifestyle and 2 days a week you are carbing up. If you want to see more about carb cycling, you can go ahead and check the video above. And finally, the last way to assure to maintain your weight that you have lost from your ketogenic lifestyle is fasting. You can start incorporating carbohydrates without really calculating them. Now, please, I don't mean go back to your old lifestyle where you're having like a huge pizza and a dozen of donuts. What I mean is you don't need to be so careful. If you want to have a plate of pasta once in a while, it's fine. If you want to have some rice or a slice of bread, all in moderation. But start implementing fasting, whether it's an 18-hour fast, a 16-hour fast, an alternate day fasting, or an extended fasting. Make sure that it's part of your protocol, part of your monthly regime. Now, if you have gotten any value out of this video, I will kindly ask you to press the thumbs up button so that YouTube can take this content and push it out to more people that need it, just like you. So there you have it. A scientific approach and a lazy approach to maintaining your weight loss. And as always, chin up, or the crown slips.